Hello, this is Judy Baker, book marketing mentor, and you are joining me today for Author Spotlight. I am the book marketing mentor, and I am so happy. My guest today is Joie Seldon, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then I'm going to put her, I'm not going to call it the hot seat, I'm going to put her in the warm seat. Joie?
Oh, hello. Delighted to be here. I am Joie Seldon, and I am a leadership coach, but primarily I am a master trainer in emotional intelligence. It's been my passion for many years. I was an actor and acting teacher, a somatic therapist, and I brought all these tools together to help people to really embrace their emotions and understand how powerful they are in helping them live a better life.
And I can tell that is partly since you had your book in the background. Maybe you can bring it to the foreground so people could see it and tell us how you came up with the title for your book.
Actually, my husband came up with the title, but he knows my book very well. It's a workbook, essentially. It's like a mini Bible of emotions. So it's extremely practical with information, and then there are exercises in there so that you can both release old emotions from the past, learn tools in terms of how to process your emotions in the present moment, as well as communication skills so that you can learn how to express yourself in an appropriate way.
Tell us why you decided to write a book about your process.
I've been doing the work for a while. When I was an acting teacher is when I started teaching about emotions and the impact that it had on my students. They would say, oh yeah, my acting is better, but this is affecting my life. I'm having conversations I should have had years ago, or I'm in therapy, or whatever it was. And I realized that this was something bigger than me. And so that sent me to grad school, and I learned more. And over the years, not only did my life change tremendously, but the people that I worked with. And I felt like I have to put this in a book. I have to get it down so that I can share it with other people.
If I was looking for just the right person to say, here is the book for you, who would that be?
It would be somebody who really wants to live their best life, who feels a little frustrated. They may have accomplished certain things in life, but feel stuck or are having difficulty in relationships at work or in their personal life. And they want to have the skills and the tools to move through those challenges. And actually there's tools that last a lifetime. It's not a, although the tools are very easy to adapt, they are things that once you learn them, that's just a new way of viewing how you interact with people and expressing yourself.
Well, I like what you're telling me. And I don't know if you know this. I was a theater major, and so
Ah,
I have acting in my background too. And it's always helped in all the communication work I've done, whether it's in print or standing up in front of an audience. If you don't connect, your message doesn't go anywhere. It's like
right.
off the cliff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about connection. And I think people are really starved now for connection. I do work a lot with women
Hmm.
because women have been traditionally been told that emotions are a weakness, or that's something that doesn't belong in the workplace. I work a lot with people in their workplace relationships,
Hmm.
and so what I want people to understand is that emotions are a fantastic resource. They are part of our life force energy, and they're just bringing you information.
Oh my gosh. It's so interesting. I attended one of the live launch events that Brene Brown just did for her book.
Uh,
And she said, oh my God, here, this is what she studies. And she said, I didn't even realize that my vocabulary was so limited and
mm,
that there were really all these other words for our feelings. And we just typically identify, three or four.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and a lot of yes, I've seen Brene Brown speak twice live. She's the real deal, wonderful. Yes, one of the things is that I ask people is what are emotions? So often, yeah, people don't really have an answer for what emotions actually are. And so it
Ah,
limits our ability to understand that there are core emotions like fear and sadness and anger. And I go into
mhm.
great depth about those in the book.
Yeah.
And then there are all the feelings, the nuances, the complexity. We may call it anxiety, but what is anxiety? Is it 50% fear and 50% anger? Or maybe there's a little sadness in there. And
Uh-huh.
we're very complicated people. I mean, human beings are complex. Emotions are simple. And that's what people don't understand. They think the emotion is complicated. It's not, it's the people.
You answered what was in the back of my head is, how do you explain what the value of this is, and that it's really a tool to help us individually identify what emotions we have, because
Mhm.
if we don't understand them, we certainly can't communicate that to somebody else. And
Right.
then you're kind of stuck, because you're right. What I call anxiety may not have anything to do with what you call anxiety.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. But if
Uh-huh.
you know that in your anxiety, there is an element of fear, and you understand fear when your life is not directly threatened, because fear and anger are our protectory emotions, fear's messages pay attention.
Yep.
There's something that needs your attention. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong. But whatever it is that's going on, when you're present with it and you really understand it, then you have choice.
Oh boy. Well, that sounds like something that everybody needs, to be able to
I think.
see what's going on and then take action rather than just being reactive.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, how have you used your book in your business? I'm just curious about that. Can you tell us?
It's been, well, I do give it to clients. So I work with clients because then they can read things in the book that they can get that I don't have to spend time in a session working with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've also used it as a calling card,
Yes.
as something that that gives me credibility. That also gives me a sense of a face in the world. So I'm on Amazon
Mm-hmm.
with the Kindle version, the print version, and Audible.
Yeah.
And I recorded it, which I loved doing since I'm an actor and I've done voiceover. I really like the recording. But yeah, I've used it as a calling card and as a way to help me book speaking engagements,
Mm-hmm.
which I also enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And now I'm moving into the podcast arena.
This is so interesting. The way that books, when I first started working with authors, it was just pretty much at the very beginning, when self-publishing wasn't quite such a nasty thing to say, oh, I self-published my book.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that in the past 12 years, we keep seeing more and more credibility. The fact that, Ingram then started to embrace authors, that we've got self-publishers, we've got small presses, we've got hybrid presses, we don't have as many of the big ones anymore, but
Right.
that the barrier to getting the word out has shifted. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good thing. I
Yeah.
think it's a really, really good thing. And it's the content that is critical, not who put the stamp on there to say, oh, here, you can see this now. So I love
Yes.
it. I absolutely.
Yes, that was it. I wanted to get the content out, and I used the hybrid publishing. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. If we could help you get your message out to people, who would you like us to reach out to, and how can we help you?
It's a resource for people that are struggling, and right now with COVID and all of that, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It is so. It would be to let people know that leaders of teams, organizations that have groups of people, because it can be used in book clubs. It can be used as a way for someone who's leading a group, for teachers, to help them teach not only their students, but maybe help each other to
Yeah.
manage their own stress levels, because the more in charge you are of your emotions, the healthier it is for your body. Um, and I have specialized in the workplace and helping people with workplace relationship issues. So that's one of my specialties.
I'm going to ask you a question that isn't necessarily about your book.
Okay.
Could you tell us something that's a little unusual or quirky about you that maybe people don't know?
Well,
Mhm.
I used to be an extremely serious person as a child and a young adult, but I am married to a stand-up comic now, and I I can get pretty goofy, and one of my favorite things is to make my husband laugh. He loves it when I'm funny. And so I've learned to have a much better sense of humor since being with him.
Oh,
And I'm 13 and a half years older. So it's one of those things. And I attribute my emotional work and delving into emotions was helping me to create a really happy, fulfilling life. And that was one of the benefits of that. So,
that is so charming. Well, if people want to get in touch with you, if they want to know more about you, if they want to know more about your book, how would they do that?
the best place to go is to go to my website. It's my name, joieseldon.com, and it's Joie, like joie de vivre. It's JOIESELDON.com. There are links there. There's a free giveaway, 5 steps to prepare for a difficult conversation. It's free,
Ooh.
includes an audio guided visualization. There's a link to my book, Emotions and Owner's Manual, and to my online course, Emotions at Work, which is not only how emotions work, but how to do them in the workplace. So,
Oh my gosh, you've made it so easy for us to understand what you do, what your book is about, and how to stay in touch with you. I just am thrilled. And I will encourage all of you who are listening today, check out Emotions at Work because all of us need to have that language so that we can speak
yeah,
from our heart, not just from our head.
that's it. Yes, we're whole beings, and we need to come with everything we have to offer.
Absolutely. And if you are an author who's written a nonfiction book and would like to connect with me, come to bookmarketingmentor.com and you too can be an author in the spotlight. Thank you so much, Joy.
Thank you.